put in there. Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna call the EDC meeting to order in the Groves Council room at December 7th, 2020 at 5:51. Okay, and then,
Okay.
so what are we talking about?
We are going to have an item here where discuss and take action amending and lowering the caps of the EDC amounts available for ED incentive reimbursements. Because of the fact some of these EDC applications came in before this item came in, you may want to look at those first. The good news is only one item is going to go above the new caps anyway, or the new caps, the new proposed caps. But it's one of those things, you know, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do y'all want to look at amending the caps, or do y'all want to look at the individual request and then kind of go from there? It's totally up to the EDC. The current caps are $20,000 for water, sewer, any kind of utilities. Also $20,000 for signage, security, anything that makes the business look good from the street, right? And then and then of course right now we also have a $2,500 max on signage.
So the 20,000 isn't for signage?
No, the 20,000 is part of the 20,000 is your cap right now. Let's say, for example, you had utilities run, let's say water, electrical, maybe gas, okay? Once you paid those, and once you open your business, the EDC would reimburse you up to $20,000 on those.
Okay, what was the second?
The second $20,000 would be for security, signage, camera, anything that you did to the outside of your building to make it look more curb appeal, give it more curb appeal. Wainscoting, canopy, and then the sign is a different one totally. The sign is basically 40% not to exceed $2,500. And I believe they're in here. If you take a second page, or I'll list it. Yes, sir. Wait a minute. Wait. Here, take this one. I got the wrong.
That's the right one.
So right now, the only
Where are we
one.
talking about, which part are you talking about changing?
Well, right now, if you want to go ahead and take the first item, or you want to go ahead and
Okay.
approve the minutes, and then we'll. That's the first
I
item.
need a motion to approve the minutes from the September 28th, 2020 meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of September 28th, 2020 meeting. Second.
A motion and a second on the floor to approve the minutes from the September 28th, 2020 meeting. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Second, item 3 is discuss and take action amending and lowering the caps for the EDC amounts available to EDC incentive reimbursement. So what is the, wait a minute, okay. So we have a water and sewage,
We have utilities reimbursement.
and that's 20,000, up to $20,000.
40% not to exceed $20,000.
40%, right. Then we have your improvement, where they paint the outside,
Anything physical?
anything physical to face that stays with the building.
Right.
You
Lighting,
understand that, Paul? It has to stay with the building.
lighting, security sign, security camera, fencing, you know, even additional parking lot lighting, anything that would be safety or security, and of course the curb appeal. That's 40% not to exceed $20,000 as well.
And then there is the one that is strictly to help offset the cost of the sign
Correct.
of the business outside, which is not to exceed $2,500.
40% not to exceed $2,500.
40% not to exceed $2,500. So if the sign costs $10,000, pay $2,500. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
No, that's
That's it. That maxes out.
no, that's it's 45. It's not quite
40% of 10,000 and 4,000.
right. Or anyhow, so y'all under that's how it's been for well, let's say however many a long
For a
time.
while.
It's worked well. A lot of that's one of the things I always do whenever I go somewhere that's new. or I see somebody that has a business that their sign looks like old, I tell them, you know, hey, call the city, because there's a, call D, I don't say city, I just said call D. Call D and he'll tell you what you need to do or how it works, because he has all the details. I said, they'll pay, the city, the EDC will pay a portion of it for you. And then, of course, the uplift to the bill, anything to make them look better, or just, it's an enhancement to the city, much less their business, you know, when people drive in town. So, if anybody wants to, y'all want to change that or discuss that any, we can.
Are you looking to change the 40%? Is that what you're looking to change?
No, ma'am. Actually, what I'm looking to do is to basically make sure that we don't overextend ourselves, because now a big chunk of these EDC funds will be used for debt service for the fire station.
Right.
So I'm recommending that you take the caps from 20,000 to 5,000.
Okay.
And you'll find that most people, with the exception of maybe, I'm thinking of maybe a half a dozen projects in the last 10 years, have all well been under the $5,000
Right.
cap.
I was just gonna say the same.
And we've had a few, I'll try to come up with a couple that, let me think,
The old Kmart.
the old Kmart was a little bit above that, as well as was, I'm trying to think,
Downtown.
whenever they redid the old drive-ins back in 2010, that one was pretty much maxed out. And then, I believe that we've also, I'm trying to think of a couple others.
Well, when we do the makeup place, Ron Norman.
They were just a little bit over. They weren't anywhere near 40,000.
Planet Fitness was pretty big.
How
But
about,
Planet Fitness was a big one, yes, sir.
how about with these new businesses where the old bank was out?
Now,
How is that?
they don't really worry about, they're not, you know what they worry about? How fast can you get my permit approved? That's what they worry about. And they want to make sure that there's plenty of water and sewer and that there's good drainage. They really do not, they're more concerned with location. They're really not concerned about EDC incentives. That's not how come they selected that spot. They selected that spot because of location. However, they're still eligible. So if, for example, they presented us their water and sewer taps or something of that nature, that would be eligible. But it would still be, it would still probably be well under $5,000.
They're, the ones, most of them are gonna come into that spot's gonna be chain. You know, they're not,
Yeah, right.
most of our, if I'm not mistaken, most of our EDC money that we've had, people ask for reimbursement, are small business, hometown businesses.
Right.
Give you an example. We just helped Armin Tours, who's been here since 1960, with last time with the signage. Okay,
Right.
and she was so appreciative. She's got a brand new place, and she's real happy. The other thing that we've looked at, and basically it's minor stuff, but that makes a big difference. If, for example, there's a person that's putting a water business right out there on 32nd next to the car wash. He's building from the ground up. So he will be probably, I mean, he could be eligible for much more than the $5,000 cap if you capped at 5,000. But everybody else, right now, with the exception of the car wash, did y'all notice that the new car wash made some improvements? The one that's called Magic Car Wash. They changed their yeah. And actually, you know, when he bought it back probably 15 years ago, it was vacant, and he did a great job with it. And now he's upgraded it once again, and it really looks nice. He could possibly, or that business could possibly go a little bit over the caps, the caps at the EDC.
So if it does, we can still work with them.
Sure.
If it's something
Well,
that warrants that.
Yeah, it's all about EDC approval.
To give you an example, if you want, I'm looking at the car wash right now, and if they were to go ahead and max out everything, they're looking at a $15,000 EDC reimbursement. They would take that over a 3-year period in a heartbeat, because that would just about pay their property taxes for 3 years, $5,140.
Let me ask you this, you're saying 15,000, is that due to 40%? It wouldn't be the full 20?
No, that would be treating them like without the cap. So let's leave it like it is, okay? Because they made such a big improvement there. They put new concrete, they put new everything. So their actual, when you look at under their current, that would be about 15,000 and some change would be what their payback would be, based on what they've spent and their receipts that they've shown me and so forth and so on. But because of the fact that we're very careful about not getting too far ahead of ourselves, the EDC could vote to give that over a 3-year period, 5,000 and some change for the next 3 years.
Is that the common way of business with EDC?
It has not been, but if you want to still try to help the businesses that are putting a lot of money in their businesses, that would be the best way to go, would be to span it out over time.
That way, if they fail in the first or second year, you're only got a little bit out, not a whole bunch. Yeah.
Have they already applied?
They've applied, and I've got their application, and I'm basically reviewing it right now. It's on the agenda just for as an example.
Okay.
So at this time, we need a motion, on the floor to either leave it as is with the 20,000, and the 2,500 signage, or to change it to 5 and 5 and still leave the signs at 25?
Yes, sir. I mean, that's what I would recommend. Leave the signage at 2,500. That's really.
So what we would need a motion to go 5, 5, and 20, and stay the signage at 25. If that's what we want to do, or we'll leave it the same as it is right now. And take the chances.
Now, the other option would be, when we run out of money, we run out of money.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean-
Then what happens there, Paul, is if we would these say, if we run out of money, everybody after that don't get nothing.
Right.
This way, you can keep control of it to hopefully it'll last. And it should, it always has.
And that will make it like what you were talking, over a 3-year period?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On the big eye,
Right.
On the small eye, it wouldn't.
As a matter of fact, I've already discussed this
I
with.
think that gives us a little bit of protection to do that.
The gentleman, the only 2 projects right now that would go over the 5,000, if you changed it, would be the one that we're talking about with the Magic Car Wash, and then it would be, I'm trying to think of the gentleman's name, but he's opening up a water,
Oh, yeah.
H2O.
H2O, okay, and he's building from the ground up, okay? And I would like to basically honor the original right now, because he's been talking to me about this for over a year.
It's already turned in.
Well, he's started construction, but he can't turn anything in until he opens the door.
But let me ask you this, in that situation, do the same thing there, give it to him in a 3-year break?
Sure, yeah, he's okay.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Okay.
So we need a motion on the floor to move it to the 5,000, and then 5,025. We need a motion and a second to move forward with it.
I'll make a motion to reduce the caps of water utilities from 20,000 to 5,000. Also to reduce the $20,000 cap on basically beautification of the building or security from 20,000 to 5,000, and to leave the signage at 2,500.
I'll second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second to reduce the EDC payout for the caps. Payout to the 3 items: sewer, water, utilities, store frontages, and the signs. Any more discussion?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
When you're talking about the 3-year payout, what do you consider big and what do you consider little?
Well, anything over the 5,000 would be big.
Would be big?
Anything under 5,000 would be pretty much average, because I would say that probably 90% to 95% of all of our EDC requests are well under the 5,000. It's signage, it's something along with additional lighting, maybe somebody puts up a security fence. They're really reasonable.
Any more discussion?
Well, I got a concern about doing it this way, because if somebody else comes back now after we do this and they say, well, you know, you let so-and-so do it, so-and-so do it, why can't I do it?
Well, the thing is,
If you're gonna set something, we ought to do it, say,
If
we're
it's
only gonna
private-
allow $5,000 a year to everybody.
if his project's big enough, okay, because
Right.
once again, remember that it's unusual to even have two projects that
No,
are
I
over
understand,
5,000.
but it could happen.
Right, but you could also say, you know what, this is a good project, this is something where this gentleman or this lady is gonna put in a big chunk of money, and you can always change it, okay, because it's a bigger project.
So do we need to put in that motion to rescind, that if it comes in over that it can be paid out in 3 years?
Or case by case
$5,000.
basis.
I would lower the caps, and then if anybody comes in with more than that, they can always come to the EDC, make their case and say, I'm getting ready to put in, you know, a $150,000 building, and I'd like you to expand it back to the original,
Oh, okay.
something along those lines.
Okay,
All right, so we have a motion on the floor and a second. And, they'd like to, y'all understand that we can handle this on each individual case at any time. Because we're the ones that decide when we change it or not change it, and if anybody does come in
If
and
something
say,
warrants it, then we
right,
can discuss it
we can,
and
they
say,
can come bounce their reasons
Okay.
off of us, we can do what we want to do. You know, what I mean by, as a majority, we can decide as a group to do what we need to do. Any more discussion? All in favor of changing the caps? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries unanimous. Item number 4, discuss and take action on 10% rebate to Monroe Tinsley for advertising costs incurred of $12,218. Payback week 12/21 for quality medical at 4249 Lincoln Avenue.
EDC board, this is a normal operational benefit that we give to some of our, not to some of our, any business that spends, you know, over $1,000 in advertising. We've set it up to where they can come back and ask for a 10% rebate on whatever they spent with the proper documentation. And Mr. Tinsley has given us the proper documentation. And he's probably one of the biggest advertisers in our downtown area. And he is the biggest advertiser,
Yeah,
definitely.
he is. All right, we need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to reimburse Monroe Tinsley for $1,221 for advertising.
Second.
Have a motion on the floor and a second to pay Mr. Monroe Tinsley of Quality Medical at 4249 Lincoln Avenue, $1,221. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Thank you. Item number 5, discuss and take action on a 40% rebate to Silk's Car Wash and new security cameras installed at 5325 39th Street in the amount of $7,789. The payback would be $3,115. So this is, where's Silk's?
Right across the street from Magic. Right across the street from Magic.
That's Chad O'Bush.
Yeah, Mr. Bud.
Oh, Chad, okay.
He calls it Slicks.
Oh, really? I'm going, man,
I didn't know that.
I have to tell Chad about them. I didn't realize that was the name of it. Okay, we need a motion and a second on the floor for that one.
I make a motion, let me read this. I make a motion that we approve the rebate to Silk's Car Wash for new security cameras installed at 5325 39th Street in the amount of $7,789, the rebate $3,115.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to pay Silk's Car Wash, 5325 39th Street in the amount of $3,115 for security cameras. Is there any discussion? Mike, he turned in all the receipts for all that installation?
He's turned in the invoice. I still have to get all the receipts and make sure everything lines up.
Y'all do understand that, Paul, I didn't know if you understood that. That nobody gets any money, no matter what they turn in, until they see the receipts from it.
And I actually go inspect and make sure the camera's there and operating and new. Okay.
Can't take them out of the house once they quit working and put them back, you know what I mean?
And we'll be told when the receipts,
And it is called sleep.
The application will have the receipts attached to it, and it will not be paid until it's reviewed by finance director, and he's a stickler. Not a copy, I want the original receipt, yeah.
absolutely, yes. Okay.
All right, we have a motion on the floor, second, and discussion for the Slicks Car Wash reimbursement of $3,115. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 6, discuss and take action on the 40% rebate to the parking lot improvement at Salon Benoit, 4011 Lincoln Avenue, in the amount of $1,550, payback is $620.
This was actually a mess that was left by the people that were putting in cable about a year and a half ago. And the owner went ahead and had someone come in, bring in $1,550 worth of additional shell and additional materials and spread it out. And based on the fact that it is an improvement and that the problem wasn't her, they left her that problem when they went through her driveway. I would recommend that for $620 to give her a 40% reimbursement for the improvement to the parking lot.
Have a motion and a second for this.
I motion that we give the 40% rebate for parking lot improvements at Salon Benoit, 4011 Lincoln Avenue, in the amount of $1,550 for $620.
I second it.
Have a motion and a second on the floor to pay Salon Benoit, 4011 Lincoln Avenue, their $620 reimbursement. Any discussion? So this is the same thing, the receipt from having that work done